Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. So today we've got our case 450C and we've got a hydraulic seal leaking on our lift cylinder on the right side. So we're going to get that fixed today. Okay, so here's the problem. That's got a fairly steady leak coming out of it, and I've got my catch pan underneath it, but that's going through quite a bit of hydraulic oil and I don't want to leak that much on the ground. So we're going to replace this seal. So this is the seal kit we ordered, and I found this on Amazon and it was $23. What I did notice on Amazon is there's a whole bunch of seal kits listed when you type in case 450C hydraulic lift cylinder, and the big key to it was find one that lists the diameter. And apparently they made these with several different diameters, but this one is 1.25 inch lift cylinder. Okay, so this is the kit I bought, and what I found was important was if you go down here, it says dimensions, the rod is 1.25 inches and the bore is 2.5. There's a snap ring under this crud, and I've got my snap ring pliers, and I'm going to take that off. This should be a pretty quick and easy repair. Okay, so we'll tap this rod out. There's the pin, and it just has a snap ring on either side. This knuckle, this cylinder will just rotate up. And what we're going to do is tie this up, and then we're going to take the gland nut off. All right, so we'll just rotate that up. That'll allow us to work on this and not get a bunch of crap down in there. So we need to loosen this screw first, and then we can take our gland nut off. Okay.
I'm still filming.
Okay, and so that came off with no effort at all. That's nice. I was afraid that thing was going to be frozen up in there. Of course, the amount of oil running across it and around it. So we just take this little screw off. Okay, let's try it. From here, where I got a little more leverage. Now, let's try a little tappy tap. Oops.
Oops. Oops.
I saw that twisting. I was hoping it would come out before it broke. Okay, let's try it here. Oh, that's not good. We applied a little PB blaster, and I'm going to try to use a drift pin and maybe just tap this to loosen it. And my goal is to not tear up the edges of it. I've got a rigid pipe wrench, and I've seen a lot of people have used pipe wrenches on these. I don't like that because it usually is just going to tear up your nut, but let's see what it does here. Ha! Look at that. I guess I should have used the rigid pipe wrench first. It wasn't very difficult, and I wouldn't use a Chinese pipe wrench on this. I mean, I love Harbor Freight, but for something that matters, I'd stick with rigid. Also, if I didn't say it, this is the first time I've ever rebuilt a cylinder. Okay, and there goes the oil. Okay, and here's where we're going to have to break these lines. They're still, it's starting to go. I don't have to break those lines, I guess. Oh, see how I pulled it back?
You might have to crack those lines.
I'm going to crack those lines. This line was fairly difficult. Matter of fact, I haven't got it broke loose, but I just saw there's a little pipe plug right here. I'm going to take that pipe plug out and see if that doesn't relieve the pressure in that cylinder. Let's see if we can get this out. Oh yeah, look at that. Now what I'm wondering is if that's got pressure, I wonder how far it's going to shoot that little pipe plug. Luckily it's an 1/8 inch pipe plug, and I know I can just get another one. When I was trying to loosen this line, I ended up bending this piece. I hope I didn't kink it or crack it. because that will be an issue.
Oh, it worked.
Of course it worked. No, I didn't know it would work either. Let me get my drain pan into that. Okay, so let's pull this rod out of this cylinder. And now I need my drain pan back in the other spot. I guess I needed 2 drain pans. Now we can take this inside where we haven't had electricity in 3 days, but we'll still take it in there, and we've got some generators going, and we'll put seals in it. Excuse the generator running, but that's the only reason we've got lights. We had big storms come through here 3 nights ago, and we're still without power. Being without power, I don't have any way to run my air compressor right now because it's 220, but we'll see if this DeWalt drill will take this off. Okay, so we've got an 1 1/8" impact socket, and make sure we're going the right way, and we'll see if this little DeWalt 20 volt will take this off. Ha! And it did. Look at that. Very nice. So there's a big fine thread bolt, and we're losing a little more hydraulic fluid, but now this should slide off, and it did. There's a washer that goes with that bolt. Okay, and there's a bunch of sludge. I don't know what that is, but anyway, now this piece should slide off as well, and it did. Put our shaft over here so it can't fall off the bench and bend or anything. Now then, look at this. If we can get it in the light, this is where that was leaking, I'm sure. Matter of fact, look at that. That seal is totally dried up and cracking. There's a piece of metal on top of that, but this should be the seal that was leaking. But we're going to go ahead and replace them all because what the heck, they come in a kit for $23. Get this to pry out. Is this one. It has this metal ring, and that metal ring is this metal ring, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to see if I can't get this piece of metal out too. I got all the rubber or plastic out, but it was all pretty much weathered and fell out. So now I'm going to see if I can get that little ring right there out. I'm going to take a small screwdriver. Oh yeah, that's going to get under there, I think. Let's try this one. It's a little bit bigger. Finally got this going, and what I've been doing is driving this small screwdriver under the edge to get an opening, and then sliding this slightly larger screwdriver around, and it's coming up. So we're getting it, and I went on 2 sides. Now I'm going to go like a 1/4 turn. Okay, and that's actually already came up, so there we go. See how it's working its way up? So we've got it now, I think. Yeah, there we go. So that rubber was just totally gone, and this is the metal part of this seal. We'll look at a fatter screwdriver and it should get it out. There we go. Okay, and again, I believe that this is the only seal that we honestly need to replace, but we'll go ahead and do them all. Now we're going to try and get this interior seal out. And I'm just going to use a little pick. You know, and maybe that's falling apart too, so maybe we do need to get this one replaced as well. I think we're starting to get it. There we go. Okay, now then. Now we just clean the little pieces out. So here is that piece, that seal, and it is this seal here that we'll be putting back. So I was wrong. It definitely needed more than just this top seal. This one, I can't believe it was not leaking, and so it probably was. So look at how dry this is. So yep, I'm saying it needed seals. Let me show you that because it's in there sideways. See it? So we'll pull that out of there. Use a screwdriver. I need just a pair of pliers, I think, to grab onto it. There it goes. And there it is. So pull that out, and that seal over here is this one. So that's all the seals in the gland nut. On the inside of it, we do have these two, this O-ring and this little seal, and that is these two seals. So to go orange one will be on top, and then the O-ring underneath. So let's get those done. They should be pretty easy. Okay, so there's that one up. We're going to cheat a little bit on this one. All right, now then, I'll start putting everything back, and once we get everything back, we'll move to the other part. Okay, because this goes in the first slot from this side, I'm going to put it in from the bottom. And all I'm going to do is kind of fold it up, kind of like it was when it came out, and see if we can't get that worked down in there. I don't want to use the screwdriver end of this. Let me get a flat punch or something. Maybe just a hair bigger, but it looks pretty much the same thing. Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so let's see if this tool will do it. So, there we go. So we've got our seal wrapped up in our, so we put it in, the crack is down, and then we pull our tool out. There we go, that was easy. Wish that bottom seal would have been that easy. Okay, so now we just put our top seal in, which is this one, and the ring on it goes up. And basically that's how I looked at it, was just they go opposite. So we know the top one goes up, so the bottom one's got to go down. Tap this down in there with this dead blow hammer. Okay, and it's just slightly recessed, looks even to me. I think this will do it. Okay, so now we just have to put our O-ring and our other little ring on there. Put our orange ring on. There we go. Make sure we don't have any twists in it. Okay, it's on there, so I'll put our little O-ring. This is the new one. Okay, so there's our O-ring and our little rubber seal, and actually that's, see, it's flat there, but it's twisted there, so let me get that flat all the way around. There we go. Okay, that looks good to me. Okay, so we got the interior seal, the other seal, and then that little O-ring, or whatever it was, that flat gasket, seal. Flat gasket. We've got our small flat washer thing and our O-ring. So this one's ready to go. Now we just have to do the bottom. Oh, here are the gaskets we've got. These two came together, and then these were the same together, and it looks like we've got two that are split that are the same. I'm assuming these are those, and then this one. So let's pull these apart. And that's pretty easy. So that should be that, okay? And then this should be this one. And then I don't really know what we got going on here. It's not split anywhere. So it's not gonna be this. Okay, this middle one does not look like the middle ones that they sent me. This is a lot smaller. If you put this around the outside, maybe that's what that's supposed to be. But that seems a little sketchy. So I don't see anything wrong with this seal. I'm gonna leave it. So we'll put these two on. And we're ready to go back. Well, we've got all of our seals replaced that we're going to. And so honestly, that interior seal, I couldn't make that one go in, so I put the old one back in. This seal was 0.0, it was 0.050 bigger exterior diameter. And having that wadded up and going in there, I couldn't make it go in, so we left the old seal, we put it back in that was in this. But we replaced the outermost seal and that inner seal that points the other direction. And then we said, I don't think we have this exact seal in our kit either. So I put the two outside ones on, which look good. I'm just gonna leave that one there. So now we'll put all this back together and go reassemble it. We're gonna put our gland nut back on. And we're through the inners seal, and now actually the outer seal, now the inner seal. You can kind of just feel it working through there. Now, I'm not sure what this is called, but the cup that goes on the other end of the rod, and it sits right there. And then our bolt and our washer go on. And I'm just going to hand thread this in, and then once I get it all the way in, so I'm sure I can't cross thread it, I'll hit it with the impact. Okay, so now we've got our bolt in, I'm going to hit it with the impact. All right, well that does the rebuild. Let's go reassemble it and see how we did. All right, so we will work our rod back into our cylinder. And now we will tighten our gland nut. And here's our O-ring and our little flat washer are going in. Okay, and we got a little resistance when we got to the O-ring and that flat washer. So we'll just... And this screw hole goes down at the bottom. Okay, should be it, maybe. Oh, it is, that's beautiful.
Worked out perfectly.
Yeah, it did. It amazed me, but we'll see if I can find my screw. Oh, lucky there. So we'll put that screw in. Okay, so we'll get this screw threaded back in there. Bulldozing. Okay, so that's tight. We'll unsecure our cylinder. And rotate it back down and put our pin in. Well, since we've still got the pipe plug out of this, we should be able to move our cylinder, and actually I already did. I pushed it down to where it needs to be. Put our pin back in here. There we go. It kind of wanted to go either too much or not enough. So I'll wipe off my little E-clip. We'll use our snap ring pliers to put that back on. Okay, so there we go. So we are back in business. I got to put my pipe plug back in, pick up our tools. So here is the window that shows the hydraulic fluid, and I don't see any fluid in it. So this is the fill cap, and we'll go ahead and top off our fluid. For this transmission fluid and the hydraulic fluid, I just use this premium trans hydraulic oil, and it says for use in case international harvester application. So I use this in my big 1086 and this 450C. So we lost quite a bit of oil, so I'm going to think that it's probably going to take maybe all this 5 gallons. You see any in the sight glass?
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, there it comes.
Okay.
Keep
Someone
going.
was about halfway in.
And you are at halfway right there.
Okay. So I'm going to say it used about probably 2 gallons.
Yep.
So, and I just changed all the filters and everything in this, and I had it up there. So that's in about a week, it's lost 2 gallons of hydraulic fluid through that cylinder. Okay, well, there's only one thing left to do, and that's start it up and see if we got any leaks. Okay, so check out the filter. I will raise it. Is it dry?
It's dry.
Awesome.
It looks great.
Okay, watch your feet. I'm gonna put it back down on the ground.
Okay, my feet are out the way.
All right. Well, that is a successful job. And like I said, for that seal kit being $23, this is the first time we've ever rebuilt a hydraulic cylinder, and it went pretty easy. We did find one of the seals in that kit wasn't correct, and another one was suspicious, so we did use 2 of the old seals because they looked like they were in good shape. So if you like this video, give us a like. It definitely helps the channel, and we invite you to subscribe to see more of this old bulldozer and our other projects. Have a great day and be safe. And the other thing is, right here in the last 10 minutes, our electricity just came back on after being out for 3 days, so we're happy. Have a great day and be safe.